Alright, what's going on, guys? Over the past few weeks, it might have seemed like the news surrounding Elden Ring has been kinda dead. And in a way, it has. We haven't gotten a new tweet in quite a while now, and with so many new spoilers popping up every day on the internet, a lot of us have been distancing ourselves from the Elden Ring community. But despite how you might feel about it, we actually do have quite a bit of news to get through today, including some really awesome news about an hour-long Elden Ring showcase that's going to be happening next week. But we've had all these small little tidbits popping up, so many of which don't warrant a whole video on their own, which is kind of why I've been waiting to tell you guys about it. But before we get into all that, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We're getting really close to 14,000, and this channel is going to be your one-stop shop for all things Elden Ring. We also have one of the best and most active community discords, which I will have linked down below. But with that out of the way, let's get into this. So I figured the best way to start this video would be with the biggest news. Well, we have had a lot of big Elden Ring news going on where we learn new details, such as the Edge magazine interviews with Miyazaki, and the story trailer at the Game Awards. One thing that it's been doing for a lot of us that haven't been involved with the spoilers is causing us to ask more questions than we get answered. So it's really cool that at the Taipei game show next week, we're going to be getting an hour-long segment where Yasuhiro Kitao is going to be answering questions about Elden Ring. Now, that's literally all we know. We have no idea what kind of questions these are going to be, or where the questions are going to be coming from. We don't know if they're going to be coming from fans, or if they're pre-prepared questions. Either way though, it's going to be nice to hear from him, and get more details in kind of a laid-back personal setting. Now, we all know that last year at the Taipei game show, we were expecting an Elden Ring showcase that we did not get. And with the game being only a little over a month away, I doubt we're going to learn anything too crazy here, but it is good to see Elden Ring showing up at this show after that big letdown last time. Now that is going to be taking place on the 24th, but as for the exact time of the show, I'm not sure when Yasuhiro Kitao is going to be on. This news broke a few days ago, but we still don't have a full translation of the details. So if one of you guys can understand the website, feel free to enlighten us down below in the comments. But like I said earlier, I don't think we're going to be getting anything too insane here, but I'm sure there will be plenty to keep us occupied. And speaking of keeping us occupied, one thing that we've really been missing lately are the weekly Elden Ring tweets. Now, for those of you that don't keep up with those, pretty much every Tuesday or Friday, they kind of switched it up on us. They would give us a new screenshot from the game and a little bit of lore to accompany it. And over the past few weeks, those have been absent. But now we can rest assured we're about to get some more stuff. Now, for a number of reasons, I don't want to go into the source of that information. If you guys are active on Discord, then you already know about this, but this is official information. More is on the way. Now, like I said, I don't want to divulge the source of this information just for a number of reasons, but we don't actually know if this is going to be the return of the weekly tweets. But something is on its way, and we should be hearing about it pretty soon. The next thing I want to talk about is something that went kind of under the radar earlier this week. And while it wasn't any crazy news, I figured it'd be cool to mention for those of you that haven't gotten to play the network test and don't really want to watch the YouTube videos about it. The latest edition of Play magazine features a large section about Elden Ring. And in this section, they go into detail about their experience playing the network test. Now, there's no new information in this, but I did reach out and ask them about what we can expect in the magazine, and this is what they had to say. It's a deep dive hands-on from the slice of Limgrave others have played. Though admittedly, there's been a lot of those. Some of our own screens, we get kinda crunchy on skills and combat. Also, we rank Fromsoft bosses, which was fun. So I just figured I'd mention that and put that out there for those of you that didn't really want to see all the network test footage, but also wanted to learn a little bit about it. Also, I didn't see like anybody talking about this, so I figured it would be worth a mention at least. In the next small bit of news, we have yet another magazine Elden Ring is going to be featured in, and that is the Spanish magazine Games Tribune. Now, just like the other things I mentioned, we don't know anything about what's going to be on the inside, but considering the magazine is going to be releasing in February, I imagine there might be something new in there. Now, there is a small point about this magazine that nobody seems to have mentioned so far. At the top of the magazine, among the names of what is featured on the inside, Yuka Kitamura is listed at the top. And for those of you who don't know who that is, she is the primary composer for the music we hear in Dark Souls 2, Sekiro, and Elden Ring. Now, we don't know anything about what she's going to be doing and what she's going to be talking about in this magazine, but it's really cool to see her name up there among everybody else. Now, I looked around and I wasn't able to find an exact release date for when this magazine is going to go live, but they do have a subscription service, so I'm sure if you are familiar with this publication, you might be able to tell us when that is. And this is a cool pickup for those of you that are collecting Elden Ring memorabilia and magazines and articles and stuff like that, because I know there's a lot of y'all out there. Also in the news is something kind of fun, and a little marketing gag that we haven't really seen the likes of yet for Elden Ring. And that is that over in France, Elden Ring king cakes are being distributed out to game journalists. And man did those look good. Now aside from being a delicious cake, it also featured a ring on the inside. Now I haven't seen this ring before, but correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know of any other way to get your hands on one of these rings. But if you happen to know a French game journalist that picked up one of these king cakes, you might just be in luck. But for those of you collectors that are not in France and don't know any game journalists, I think you might just be out of luck on that. Now there wasn't any big news associated with that, we didn't learn any new details, there weren't any secrets inside the cake besides the ring. But nonetheless, it was cool to see this marketing campaign going about in a unique way. Now for the remainder of the video, I want to talk about what we can expect moving forward. Elden Ring is a little bit over a month away now, and the floodgates are about to open. We've got a lot of news coming from several different sources, and it won't be long before early copies start getting out there. Now for those of you that are really trying to stay spoiler free, it's going to be getting harder and harder. I assume the review copies are going to follow a similar track to what the network test did, where the big YouTubers and journalists are going to get early copies of the game and have an embargo before they can release their footage and thoughts. Personally, I really hate content monopolization like that, but I'm sure we can expect their videos to go live about a week before release. I have nothing to back that up, but that's typically how it goes with these kind of releases. Of course, this channel is going to be safe from spoilers. I will not spoil you, but I will let you know that you'll probably get recommended some spoiler videos about a week before release if you watch my content. So if you want to keep watching the videos, be sure to have a backup account ready that doesn't watch anything related to Fromsoftware or Elden Ring, so you take absolutely no chance to be seeing spoilers in the titles and thumbnails of some of the big guys. I've also been made aware that the leaks are getting really bad now. Not just the data mine, but also QA testers and people that are playing the game are spilling information on some of these backwater sites, so if you do not want to get spoiled, do not go looking for it, because you will find it. Obviously, I haven't checked those out for myself, so I don't know how true that is, but that's just what I'm hearing. So we're gonna have to start treading the internet with caution in mind. But anyways guys, that's about all I got for you today. The news is about to get crazy, so if you want to keep up to date on that, be sure to subscribe to the channel. But aside from that, be sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.